Hey, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back for this week's layout and project update. Trying to think, it's been probably a week at least since I've done a layout update. I did Rob's Rambles over the weekend and published it, I think Sunday night, and it was pretty lengthy, 44 minutes long, and that was way too much. That's what happens when you make a buttload of little tiny 2-minute videos, and next thing you know, you got 44 minutes worth. I should have edited that down. But in the future, I'm going to try to keep them to about 20 minutes. I think that's long enough. But the next Rob's Rambles, I'm going to be talking about brick and masonry work. So I'm going to go around to go up to Main Street and go over to Thomasville and just kind of make some videos of the buildings that remind me of like Merchants Row by Walters. And you can see the differences in the brick, the differences in the color, the sizes of the brick and stuff like that. And maybe it'll help you get some modeling ideas. Now the modeling ideas, what you got right here is a former nickel plate caboose that it's just an Athearn caboose. It's not prototypically accurate at all. I believe that's based off a Southern Pacific caboose. So if you're a Southern Pacific fan, that's for you. But this is an old blue box. I'm in the process of taking off the nickel plate so that I can make this an Allegheny Midland caboose. And I would have had that done by now if I didn't run out of the decals already. Which leads me into this caveat. I am working with Circus City right now to create some new Allegheny Midland decals. And I'm going to break it down to caboose decals, steam locomotive decals, diesel locomotive decals, pre-1968. So the black and basically the nickel plate inspired paint scheme, and some freight cars. And then we'll see how that goes. So if basically if it costs me too much money just to have some made for me, I'm gonna have a boatload made and I'm gonna put them up for sale and try to get some of my money back and try to provide people another set of decals for the market that I don't think there's any out there for Allegheny Midland. There's a bunch for the Virginian and Ohio, but not Allegheny Midland, so I'm trying to fill a gap. Yeah, mostly just for myself, but if it benefits everybody else, then I'm all for it. You got some cars back here. This is the Army Depot track, but right now it's my RIP track or my project track until I get some operations going. This car here was going to become an Allegheny Midland, but once again, I'm out of decals and I don't have the right ones to put on there, so I'm just going to hold off on that. It might become Virginia and Ohio. I haven't not decided yet because I still got a bunch of those decals around. My friend Dwight, I think he gave me these. I don't know if they're a birthday present or what, but I'm pretty sure that since they're Milwaukee Road, they came from him. All I got to do to these is just swap out the wheels for some metal wheels. And I've had these for a while, and just every now and then I come across a car or two or four that need the metal wheels, and I got those in abundance over here. In a little box. So I got a couple of Bessemer and Lake Erie box cars that are, I believe they're roundhouse, and I put some wheels on there and I painted them and I worked a little bit on the trucks, but I got to change the numbers. I just got to make sure I got the right size decal to match that. Otherwise I'm gonna have to take the entire number off and renumber it in the same series. But I'm gonna do a little research on those box cars and find out what the actual number range was for that series of box car, and then do one at the bottom of the numbers range and then one at the top, kind of give the illusion that there's a lot of cars, instead of just having 5 or 10 apart. And I've been working on this building. This is part of the Walters, like a petroleum dealership distributor kit, and I've been working on it. Wasn't happy with it, started messing with it a little bit more. I'm liking it a little bit better now, and just so you can kind of see the difference in the rust and the weathering that I'm doing to it, compare it to the back here that doesn't have anything. So I think this versus this is a win, and I like it. And this backside I'm going to it's going to be just lightly weathered because I want there to be a significant difference in all the sides. And I want this side to be a little bit, I guess, cleaner, if you will. Just to be different. I don't know. But I still got some detail parts to put on there. I got the doors to put on, a couple other things. But come back here in a few days. It'll probably look the same, but come back and watch another video in a few days and check it out. All right, let's walk down here. Give you the, I don't even know what wall this is. About the only place where I've got scenery in this room, in this layout room here. But if you've watched my other videos, this scene has been getting a lot of attention lately. I'm pretty happy with it. And we'll talk about my friend Dwight. My friend Dwight. And he watches all my videos. So my friend Dwight. Best friend I've had in years. Fellow first sergeant in the United States Army. 24 years of service. I sent him a picture. No, it wasn't a picture. He watches my video. He watches the video, like part 3 from last week or the week before of the scene update. And he sends me a text, and I quote, "Rob, your trees suck. They're too close together and too uniform." And I'm like, what the hell, Dwight? Dwight sends me some pictures. I tell him, good job. He watches my video and tells me it's shit. He cracks me up. I'm still laughing about it. But he has inspired me. He has inspired me, and that's what it's all about. Because he busts my chops just as much as my wife does. So, to make Dwight happy, this is what I'm going to do. I went out and bought these trees as an experiment. And I think they might look really good right here behind the bridge. And they will fill this gap and come up here some more to, I think it'll blend the scene a lot better. And I'm going to do that here maybe tomorrow. I would do it tonight, but I went out to an early dinner with my wife and I ate this hot wing sauce with my wings. It's called Diablo. This is the hottest crap I've had in a long time. And I'm still sweating. I've been home an hour and I'm still sweating. So I'm probably breathing hard too. So I'll probably work on this tomorrow. But here, I'll show you all my trees. Hang on. I've been collecting trees. I found this box. Well, actually, it was a bag. I found this bag in a box of, I don't know, just a box of junk that I had. So I found all these trees. So some of these might get repurposed. Some of them look kind of corny. But some of these green ones, I think, a little bit of dull coat or something on there. Maybe a little dash of ground foam or something. I think they'll come to life and look really good. So I'm going to put them in a few places. And then, oh crap. Get the glare off. Nope. That's what happens when you have new lights with 10,000 lumen. So these are just some wire branch trees. They're 60 in a package. And they're like $8, like $7.99. So I have 120 of those to mess with. I have, oh, sorry. I've been real clumsy lately. It's ridiculous. I have 20 of these to put on both sides of the creek over there on that bridge. And I really like these trees here. Let me focus for you. And these look really good. I don't think the orange is too bright to make them look, corny like some of the other trees that are out there. And I kind of put them in the back just like this, and I think they look pretty good. Just a little bit of, just a splash of color to, tell the people looking at the photo or visiting or you watching the video itself that it might be like September-ish or something like that, whatever year it is. And I think it's pretty cool. And then these trees right here, I just found these in a box. So I found 3 more. So I have 180 trees right here that I'll be planting in the near future. I've also decided that this little yellow depot back here, I don't know where I got it. I don't know what kind of a kit it is. I don't know who the original manufacturer is. But I'm going to paint it here sometime. I think I'm going to paint it in either nickel plate or Chesapeake and Ohio colors. I might paint it to match that tower that I painted earlier. That was like a light green. And I think that might look pretty good. Here, we'll stick that over there. Check that out. So something like that. It's not you know, prototypical to the nickel plate, but I'm trying to make my model railroad generic, that I can run anything and everything would look believable. I find that if I have too many like models that are centric to the Pennsylvania Railroad, that if I run something else by it, it won't look right because of the keystone on the side or whatever. But I think the generic way to go is the way I'm happy with that, I guess. And for maybe the average model is probably just fine, because I can't just model one railroad. I love all of them, so, well, except for Santa Fe and Southern Pacific and Northern Pacific and everything on the west side of the Mississippi, with the exception of the Frisco, because I think they had the most beautiful locomotives, and maybe the Missouri Pacific. But everything else out there on the west side, now you can have that. I'm an Eastern Railroad guy. So let me see what else. I'll take you into the other room, show you what I've been doing. Wow, 10 minutes already? Oh, sorry about that. Sorry about that. My bad, my bad. I'm not going to edit that out because I'm lazy. All right, let's go check this out. I got some DCC going into an RS11. That's a pain in the butt. It's really not that bad, but still. It ain't all that great. All right, I'm going down here to the far room, or the far end of the room. I've been cleaning a little bit, but the most important thing, the most significant thing I've done this week is I've installed this 3% grade from this corner all the way down to where the bench work is right there. Now, it's instrumental that I get this 3% grade in, because as you can see how I got this bench work just kind of mocked up, I got to have the track and the grade and all the and the road bed and stuff on this foam on the left complete before I could build the bench work down. But all I did basically was take two 1x4s that are 12 feet long each, tie them together like that, and basically build a shelf. And this is 3%. It goes up 8 inches in 24 feet. This will be part of my Beltline industrial line that will run around, and I've had to do a major redesign on this. And I originally was going to bring it around and have it like basically be a second level underneath, but I don't think that's going to do it. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go straight underneath the layout. Where that black panel is in those doors will be a small industrial area. A couple of things that will get worked, and there's going to be a big curve and a removable section piece right here that will come out, and then everything against this wall will go in the basement, and it will be a shelf layout, I guess, over there. That'll be about 18 inches, maybe 20 inches wide, and that's going to be my river port, and I think that'll be pretty cool for little branch line operations. I got all the yard tracks cleaned off so I can put cars back in the yard. I've been really lazy about that. Been doing a little bit of switching, playing around. I used to have a depot sitting here where this dark area is, and I took it out, took out the parking lot, and I just grew grass over it. I grew grass over it. I like that. I planted grass. I don't know. I sceniced it. I don't know. So here's my trackside oil dealer with tanks. The building on the left is the one you just saw at the beginning of the video. And that was brown the last time that you were here. And now I painted it like a concrete, gray. But what I'll do is I'll put ballast on that, like a light gray ballast, make a rock parking lot. And in the areas that it gets too thin, you won't even be able to notice because of the paint there. And I'll finish putting those together whenever I finish putting them together. Worked on this machine shop foundation, I guess you could call it. Got that glued in. I'll paint that black to match the rest of the stuff. So when I put the cinder ballast down there, it'll all look good. Painted some more road over here. And you can see the road follows the railroad, comes all the way around, follows this curve, goes around the water tank, comes over to the little maintenance shed, and stops here at RS Tower. And I'm pretty happy with the way that's going to look. I think it looks good. Okay, looks good right now, really, but I mean, it's just paint. But little steps little steps, and then, you know, next thing you know, your model railroad is done. Now, one big change is I was going to have a powerhouse here, and I was trying to figure out what to put here instead of the powerhouse because it didn't make sense anymore with the, there wasn't going to be a town there. But I'm going to go with the, it's a Walther's kit, and I think it's Union Crane and Bridge Company. I'm going to take 2 of the kit bash them into one long building. So this track will come out. More than likely this track will come out. I'll probably put in another switch so I can have a track going over there for car storage or whatever. One track will go into the building itself, and then this track here will probably come over here. I'm going to build another section that will bolt on. That will be about 12 inches wide and about 5 inches or 5 feet long. And then I'm going to extend it out maybe a foot on this side also. So it'll come towards the camera and give me a little bit more room for cars and whatnot, because that's a little bit short. It's a little bit short. I also, since I had some extra glue, I just wiped it over here and did a little bit of scenery between the tracks. Nothing special, very generic for right now. But I got enough trees. I planted some trees over here. Give you an overview of the roundhouse. It's it's probably the best thing I ever built. Man, I worked on that for 6 months. I'm really happy with that. Look down the yard. And with that, I'll say if you like this video, hit like, leave a comment. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't done so already. Share the video, and come back here in a couple days and see what I do next.